Hello and welcome to yet another explosive episode here on Switch On Network. My name is Mbali and today we are discussing the hottest tournament of the year. It's the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. 4 African teams jets off to the US to participate on the global stage. But joining with me in studio are the experts in the game. Morgan Gold, welcome.
Yes, Mbali, thank you for inviting me. It's always nice, Mbali, my Mbali
Nice to
brings
come
life
back.
here.
And the social media sensation, Mr. Nadim Lukele.
I'm not even
say.
on social media, so yeah, no, thank you so much, Mbali. It's good.
You forgot the fire starter.
Yes,
and
and the poster.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, let's dive right into it. Mamelodi Sundowns is going to be participating in the global stage. I mean, they're not new to the pressure. We have just seen them recently participating in the CAF Champions League final. I mean, they've gone that far. However, their Group F looks a bit deadly. It looks a bit dangerous. I mean, the teams that they're going to be up against, I see fire, you know. So what is your impression of the group that they are in?
Mbali, if you think Champions League was a pressure cooker,
yeah,
this one is on another level.
Sure.
This is the ultimate. I think the World Cup comes hand in hand with this one. The FIFA World Cup. This is the Club World Cup. So the teams in the group that they are in, I know. I don't think saying fire. I'm sure. What do they call it? Volcano. When a volcano erupts,
yeah.
This is it.
So, but do you see them actually just passing this phase, this group phase?
Look, you need to firstly congratulate them for making it. You know.
Yeah.
How the coefficient, the years that they've done this, because it's not qualified on any other format. It's qualified over the past years. You doing well in your continent, and obviously you get the reins to say you be entered into the Club World Cup. Now, I think the least they can do right now is just to say they participated, because it's gonna be humdinger.
Sure. So you don't even see them progressing past their first match against Ulsan Hyundai?
Mbali, this is not ordinary tournament. This is not ordinary teams. These are teams that are at the top of their leagues in all respective leagues that they come from. And Sundowns is gonna be a baptism of fire.
Yeah. Nadim, Morgan has just shared his sentiments. He is very sure that Sundowns, he doesn't think they're going to make it out of the group stage. I mean, we look at Fluminense, we look at Ulsan, we look at Borussia Dortmund. Group F is deadly. What is your view? Do you even see them scoring a goal, at least?
Of course, I see them scoring a goal, but I do see them because you can score an own goal.
Wow,
you can
Give them some credit.
You can get a corner kick and then it can become a penalty. Yeah. So a goal can always be scored.
But at a global stage, I feel like, don't you think they will play more vertical football? Are they ready for that? Is Williams ready for such though?
No, they're not ready. They're not good enough. They are playing at a higher level. It's like you're playing your big brother. Yeah. So even Sundowns players are going there to take pictures. So remember when Bafana play in France? There was one of the Bafana players took 98. A phone. No. They played the friendly way under Hugo Bruce when he started.
Mbappe.
Yeah, where people came with the camera and all those things. It's one of those things where even Sundowns will have a secret cell phone on the bench that immediately after the game, they take the camera and capture with Borussia Dortmund players.
So you saying they taking a secret camera and they want to swap jerseys?
Definitely, they'll come with the jerseys. No. You'll be seeing a lot of jerseys, them posting on social media from the players. You'll be seeing a lot of pictures on their content
They're
for Instagram.
They're going to buy those jerseys.
No. That's what I feel. I agree with Morgan fully. It's another level. I don't think Sundowns, honestly speaking, have a chance to even... There's no chance to even go to the next stage. Yes, because Fluminense is from Brazil.
Yeah, South America.
Yes, immediately when you see the group F, if you watch football, not like when you watch highlights.
Yeah.
You see Borussia Dortmund and Fluminense through.
Yeah.
The rest, you don't even care what's going to happen. Sure. Sundowns can cancel each other with a team from Japan. Even that team can beat Sundowns. But I think the two teams that are going to go through there is Borussia Dortmund. Sundowns, for me, it's not even about... It's about them participating, being there for the country. That's it. All the teams, if you look at the teams that are there, all of them are weaker than Pyramids. And Pyramids beat Sundowns. Fair and square, home and away.
You can't be... No. I disagree with Nadim. You can't be at the Club World Cup and say you are weaker than Pyramids. Now, is a tester for them. Yes, they got a tester. It didn't go as per plan, Sundowns. Now they're going to the bigger brother. The bigger brother's got more experience. They've got more, and everything is about technology now there. The Japanese, for the last 20 years, they've been doing so well at these tournaments. So now it's for Sundowns to go there. The least that they can do is give their utmost in the first game. If they don't give their utmost in the first game, the rest of the games are just going to be a mountain to climb. And you know, when you climb Everest in your All-Star, the problem.
I think Moken agrees with me because I said those teams are stronger than pyramids.
Yeah,
but
you have to give them some credit. I mean, they've made it until this far.
They've made
got
it
to give them
because
some
through
credit.
some calculations, not because on present form.
Yeah.
On present form, Sundowns, they are not the best team in Africa. The best team in Africa, which is the best team in Africa? Last year, the league was won. The Champions League was won by Sundowns. They didn't win it. They didn't even play in the final.
Yeah.
This year, Sundowns were in the final. They lost.
Yes.
So they are not the best team in Africa now. We can say Pyramid is the best team in Africa
Currently.
So I don't think the team they are gonna face there are strong, are weaker than. Okay, what I'm trying to say, those teams that are there in the Club World Cup, all of them are stronger than Pyramids. And we saw if Sundowns are playing against technically good players, they are another team. It's different when you play Magesi or Chippa United. That's why they can easily win. But those kind of players, they don't care about Sundowns. They are not scared of them. Sundowns are bullies. More like they used to play PSL teams that they weaken by their players. Then when they are facing those teams, if they will loan you a player, then that player was not going to play against them. Then they become stronger. But now it's flat level. It's different level. For me, I don't think Sundowns have a chance because I don't think the preparations of South African football prepare Sundowns enough for such competition because it's easy for them in the PSL. Even if next season they can want to win all the matches or get 80 points, they can easily get that. But you are playing Borussia Dortmund, where there's like world-class players in each and every position. Sure. You've got Fluminense. You know, Fluminense players, they've even bought a player from Barcelona and spent 30 million. Team from Brazil have a lot of money, more than Sundowns. Now they are playing players who are getting paid more than them, who have more money than them, who are more millionaires than the Sundowns players. So it's different level. They are playing there where they're the weaker party. They're not a big brother. Even Mkwena, when he's there, is no one compared to those kind of players. So that's what I'm trying to say.
So in conclusion, you're just saying Sundowns is just there to taste the global stage, just for a show.
Yes, if they sing a national anthem for South Africa, just to be there on the line, not to compete. There's no chance of Sundowns making to the group stages.
Look, you know, the story of the dark horse can come to mind. That should be a motivating factor for them to say, no one is giving us an opportunity, no one is giving us a chance. The rankings, the coefficiency, obviously they qualified via coefficiency, the rankings, which is they're qualified like last season or the year before that. So now Pyramids is currently the team that is going to be part of the coefficiency for the next Club World Cup.
Yeah.
They need to forget that. They need to forget their losses and now go into this tournament and say, this is our focus. Let's lick our wounds. We were up against a technical team that studied us. They put us through all the paces. They knew what to do, how to do it.
Yeah.
Now it's even heightened. It's given more attention to detail.
Yeah.
How Sundowns plays and how the other teams play in their group is going to be a real tester.
Sure.
Are they going to play the football that they've been playing for the past 6 months?
No.
They're not going to be allowed to. I just take it back to the ladies' game where they were playing the Sundowns ladies. They were dominating everything everywhere. They went to their Club World Cup, the Women's Club World Cup. They struggled. They couldn't even get to score 4 goals.
Sure.
On the normal circumstances in South Africa, in Africa, they do that. That is you swimming. You're not even swimming with sharks. I think those are great white whales where anything that the whale does, you need to follow because the current is going to take you that way.
Sure.
In support of what Moken is saying, Sundowns are more good against teams that can't defend properly. Players that are more like wish to be part of Sundowns, but now they are facing opponents who doesn't even care about Sundowns.
Some don't even know.
And Sundowns, you've seen players like Modiba, Kekana, that they're not as good as we think they are. If you look at the mistakes, Kekana made in the Champions League final. If you look at Mvala, remember when Wydad were playing Sundowns, he scored an own goal. When they are facing teams that are technically good, quality players, they panic, they make so many mistakes. That's why you see that they are not, in the PSL it's easy because they can easily get anyone, by anyone. They can even, look what they did to Lochi. They bought him, then they took him to Morocco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can easily buy players then and take you to another country just so you don't face them. But now they cannot buy a Borussia Dortmund player and Fluminense player. Now we need to see the Sundowns.
They can. They've got the back. They've got the money to buy them.
No, they can't compete with those kind of teams like Borussia Dortmund, where they can spend 60 million pounds on buying one player. Because we're crying, the most expensive player Sundowns is 3 million euros, which is sales. But that's a different market, a different level.
Yeah, levels are not the same. Borussia has played in the UEFA, so you cannot compare Sundowns and Borussia.
Yeah, even Mkwena, all the guys that at Sundowns are there, even Williams, they're playing for Sundowns as we speak because they're not good enough to play for the best teams in Europe. That's a fact.
Yeah.
If they were in Europe, they will want to play in Europe. The reason they are playing in the PSL is because they are not good enough to play for Borussia Dortmund.
So you don't think this is a shopping window for them to say, listen, this is my last.
Exactly my point.
This is my last bit. Let me throw everything that I have for a player like Mokoena.
It is Moken. You're right. Just like in the CAF Champions League final, it was a shopping window because the CAF Champions League is watched worldwide. That's why they panic and make a lot of mistakes. They knew, even Kekana knew that if he become a world-class defender, teams, they can sign him in Saudi Arabia because they don't care about the age, he's 30 years. Teams from those kind of countries, they're not European where they want to sign a player that's less than 25 years. They panic, they fail to do those kind of things in matches where they
Mistakes happen. Nadia. As you're saying, it was a crucial mistake that happened to give Fiston Mayela opportunity. However, it does not make him less of a player if he makes those mistakes. That just goes to show the team planned well. They knew what to do, when to do it. And
remember, mistakes Sundowns are not from the players. They start from Flamengo. They go to the coach. Last week we were talking about the Reyners, a guy who just scored. A minute later, you take him out. That's a mistake also. The mistakes at Sundowns, if you look at in high-tempo matches, there's a mistake every 15 minutes. You're going to see from a player. If it's not from a player, it's going to be the substitution from a coach. So the mistakes will be there because they are not usually tested. It's easy. They play Makesi. They play Orlando Pirates, who they can beat 4-1. They can play Chiefs, who they can easily beat 4-0. But those are different teams. In South Africa, yes, we know they're the best. They can beat everyone. But in that kind of level, they fail.
So the African teams are going to come back. They're just going there for the tour, the holiday, exchanging of jerseys, and obviously some of them trying to put themselves out there in the market for European teams, for Asian teams to say, we want to acquire their services.
Definitely not all of them, Nadim. Look at the likes of Ahly, Espérance, your Wydad. Do you think they're just going there for a show? It's highly impossible. I think we need to give them a credit. However, if we look at their group matches, there is a loophole somewhere. They're going against some strong opponents, but I don't think they're all going there for a show. I personally have faith on Mamelodi Sundowns that they will come out stronger against Ulsan.
You mean out of the dressing room?
I think they're actually going to win the match against Ulsan. Their first match, they're definitely going to win it. I think they're going to win it. And when you also just look at that, I would like us to dream a bit, right? Let's speak of the best case scenario.
Yeah.
What does Mamelodi Sundowns need to do in order to make it out of the group stage?
Group F.
Yeah.
We are talking about Group F.
Yes.
I'm going to speak fantasy football now.
Yeah.
The first game, they must get a draw.
Yeah.
The second game, they must try and win it.
Okay.
The third game, it's going to be a problem.
No, there's nothing. I already said there's nothing they can do. They are coming back home.
They
will play the 3 matches.
Okay, kancane banika nje leyo hope leyo ukuthi madoda sinibhekile. Mara siyazi ukuthi kunzima.
No, I'm realistic. One, look, they are going to another country, world-class country. They are going to one of the most beautiful countries in the US.
Sure.
Taking nice pictures, entering the stadium. It's a different level. They'll be out of the group.
And the sales are not going. They're not really doing well.
Yeah, even the tickets, because it's a tournament that was really well. It's a first tournament of its kind, so people are not familiar with what's really happening with it.
Yeah.
For me, I think all African countries are just going there to add numbers.
Yeah.
There's not even a single African country where you look at it, then you feel like, because even if you look at Group A, where there's Palmeiras, there's nothing that tells me Ali Jose Rivero, Mr. Judas Scariot. That's where I feel like, because if you look at Palmeiras, Porto, it's Palmeiras and Porto. That's it.
So do you feel like Jose
but they've got the
abandoned
opportunity.
Paris for Al?
What do you mean?
Do you feel like he left Orlando Pirates intentionally so that he can participate with FIFA Club World Cup?
Yeah, maybe that's a nice way it left. He betrayed Pirates because he betrayed Pirates to go in. Because look, in February, Pirates were playing Al Ahly in the Champions League. They were in the same group.
Yeah.
He was busy negotiating a contract in Egypt. When the Pirates players were busy, I mean, Mandla Ngigazi, the current coach, and other people were busy. He was busy doing a detailed preparation, impressing his new bosses of Al Ahly, analyzing each and every player. So the bosses were impressed. That's why they signed him. Basically, he already signed a pre-contract when he left Pirates. He signed a contract with Al Ahly while coaching Pirates.
Sure.
So that's why it was so important for him that Pirates don't reach the final, because it was going to disturb his plans of preparing Al Ahly to the Club World Cup. As we speak, it's a fact. Now he is the coach of Al Ahly. They needed him to come and assess the team, the whole setup. So for Pirates to win the league, to win the Champions League, it was disturbing his plans.
Too much admin for him.
Yeah, it was. His mind was already on Al Ahly.
So he didn't rejoice when Orlando Pirates scored the winning goal.
You saw he was upset. He was not happy when Pirates beat Al Ahly, because it's like, okay. But at the same time, maybe it could have been good for him. Good, okay, I'm showing you this is what I can do. Because they are showing them that I can do that. I feel the guy, he did so well for Pirates. For me, he's the best ever Pirates coach since the PSL was introduced in 1996. But in the last 6 months, he was really unprofessional and unfair. That's why there's a video that was going around that it was exactly like Stuart Baxter. He came to make his name in South Africa. Once he has made his name, he got a good deal, because Pirates, it was unknown when he went to Pirates. Then he got a deal from Al Ahly, where he's a star now. He's coaching the best team in Africa, because Al Ahly is the best team in Africa by a distance. There's no team that can compete. He also said, I wanted to be in this kind of environment, the coach. So when he was coming as a Pirates coach, he wanted to be part of that environment. But I don't think Al Ahly have a chance against the same group. They've got Palmeiras from Brazil, is very strong.
Inter Miami, they've got
And
a
they've got
chance.
Porto.
They've got a chance.
No. Inter Miami, there's no chance in hell.
No,
They've got
there's
Messi.
Inter. I
I was
know,
watching
but
Argentina yesterday playing. No. It's another level.
No.
They've got Busquets. There's no way they can beat Inter Miami. There's
No.
nothing.
I foresee them doing something there. Inter Miami could be the team that they shake up a bit.
Yeah, it's your opinion, but I mean, I think they will lose to Inter Miami straightforward.
Sure. And now that you've mentioned Al Ahly, Morgan, new coach going to the global stage with a new coach, how do you think that's going to impact the team? I mean, Jose has just arrived.
Look, I mean, it's always good for a new coach to come into a situation. It's a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
The gas is on Istofigu 6 months.
Sure.
Excuse me. If I may say, Istofigu 6. All along it's been at 3. But there it's a gas cooker where you know it's fire after fire. Coach Rulani knows. He's been in the situation. Now he goes into a situation where that's going to be like the ultimate. Also for his CV, you must remember, they come to Africa, they do their minutes or their hours, and they go back to Europe, because it's good for their resume and good for their CVs. So he's going to go there with that in mind, spot on. For him, all he wants is to show that he can do something.
Yeah.
But the real test is going to be when he goes back to Egypt. That's where the real test is going to be.
Yeah. First impression about their game with Inter Miami. You're saying they are going to beat them. Why?
I've got a good feeling that they could do something unexpected. Inter Miami, everybody knows them. They know what they are capable of. And Inter Miami is going to come in with the attitude of, this is the States. We have the greatest of the greatest player on our team.
Yeah.
And for you to make your name, I'm taking you back. Tabang Mulefe from Jomo Cosmos. He literally took David Beckham's leg off.
Yeah.
2 weeks after that, teams in France were wanting him. So this is the opportunity for them to right out and take out Messi and get their opportunities to go to bigger teams. Obviously, the Egyptians being them, they will not succumb to pressure of saying one of the players want to leave. They'll offer them exactly what they do, because Abu Trika had 5 offers overseas, naming being Arsenal. They offered him, they gave him the offer, the contract was on the table. But the president at the time said, no, you're not going anywhere. I'll give you whatever they give you. So Abu Trika stayed. So that's also a case that you can state, but they definitely can do something against this Inter. This is probably, in this group, Inter Miami should be that wobbling animal that you can say, the limping animal that you can say, I can target here.
Yeah.
I love what you said about Thabang Molefe, where he kicked David Beckham and teams in France wanted him.
Yeah.
But do they have the ability, Sundowns players, to do that?
They do.
Do they have this ability to stop Messi?
They
and
have
kick
the
it?
hunger.
Just like Jesus Christ said, the spirit is willing, but
the flesh is weak.
Yeah, no, I think they will want to do those kind of things. You want to do it and make your name. What more can you say? It's all true. But after you see them playing home and away against Pyramids, you don't know if they have that kind of energy playing those kind of players who are really, really professional, who are at home, Inter Miami. Because Inter Miami are at home here. So you're playing guys who are familiar with the environment, the weather. You're still going to changing from another environment, the way acclimatizing. These guys are so comfortable. For me, it looks difficult for all African teams. Even if you look at Wydad, they're in the same group with Manchester City and Juventus.
Yeah.
If you say Wydad is gonna do well, you mean they will beat Man City.
Sure.
It will be a cold day in hell if that can be happen.
Hey, let me go again. Cold day in hell.
Can Wydad beat Man City?
They can try.
Rulana's team. This team that was assembled by Rulana was busy doing interviews around.
There's a thing about black horses.
No,
they have
it
an
can't be.
ability to twist the script.
You remember?
No, it's not gonna. Other things in football, there's a chance. Other things, there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
Look, it
But
was
we had to see it.
it was a big thing for Rulani before. Obviously, he had left. He said he's gonna come up against, and obviously it was sleepless nights for him. And the human being that I know him to be, he probably profiled everything. He looked at everything that he needs to do to beat a Man City team. But unfortunately now, there's a new coach at the helm where it would have been lovely for us to see as South Africans having a head coach going into a Club World Cup. But unfortunately now, we only have the players that are there, Elias Mukwane with Espérance, Kidio, only yesterday was this boy playing at the Polokwane City Rovers.
Platinum City Rovers,
Yes.
yeah.
And now he's on the world stage.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how much football can change your life.
Sure.
And this is a life-changing moment for himself, Mailula, Lodge, someone that people wrote off at Pirates.
Yeah.
Now he goes to a Club World
Global
Cup.
stage, yeah.
That just goes to show that believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And the world's your oyster.
Sure. Gentlemen, let's wrap this up. I'm going to ask you to put your neck on the block. Who do you think is going to make it out? Make it alive from all these 4 African teams between Espérance, Wydad, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Ahly. Morgan, who are you betting on?
I like to be patriotic and say
Patriotic and wrong. Don't forget. Don't forget and say, I want to be patriotic and wrong.
No, I'll be patriotic.
Yeah.
I don't see any of the African teams going through.
Not even to the semis.
Forget about the same.
Let's first get the meaning of patriotic. You said you want to be patriotic, but you don't see any of them.
I want to be, but I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm going off the football knowledge that we see around the world and the trends and which teams are doing well. If these teams could actually put in a second string team, we've got an opportunity. We've got a chance. But it won't be the case. They're not going to test something unknown at this
because there's
level.
a lot of money, Moken, you are right. They're not going to put second string because it's $125 million, the prize money. So everyone wants to go.
So African teams, out of 4, who are you putting your hopes on?
To do what?
To just at least make it out out of group stages.
No, there's no one.
There's no one.
All African
but who's
teams,
going to win it now?
Real Madrid is going to win
Madrid.
it. Yeah,
Who's
because
winning
they
it?
are coming with a lot of experienced players. They've got a new coach.
Yeah.
They've recruited Alexander Arnold from Liverpool. They even paid Liverpool. He was signing Real Madrid end of June. They were prepared to spend 10 million just for that month. So I will go with the Real Madrid. I will not be. It has to be a Real Madrid tournament.
Morgan, who's taking it?
Look, I don't want to go with Real Madrid because they've won all the Club World Cups and this and that. I'd like to say PSG.
Okay.
I want to see PSG and Bayern Munich in the final. One, I'm a big fan of Victor Company and what he's done. People haven't really given him Vincent.
Yeah.
They haven't really given him his flowers.
Okay.
He came into a country that is staunch. We only want Germans, and is there as a Belgian, which is also is part of us as African. So for me, I'd like to see his team in the final. I'll give it to PSG.
PSG. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for your insights. I really, really enjoyed this. Well, there you have it. The global stage is set and it is on fire. FIFA Club World Cup 2025. And you've only just heard it here on Switch On Network. Please don't forget to keep the conversation going. Follow us on all our social media platforms. For myself, Mbali, the gentlemen, our experts in the game, and the whole team from Switch On Network, I say thank you. Until next time.